In my last video, I showed some footage of me using Vatu, and people wanted to know a little bit more about him. So today I'll be showcasing the new champion of the realm, Vatu, the Shadow. Vatu is a flank type champion. He comes from an ancient race called the Skadrin. Excuse me if I messed up the pronunciation of that. But they use magical runes similar to Torvald's power, if you've ever used him before. Talus, if you did not know, is also a Skadrin, so there's a fun little fact there. You can identify them by their unique horns and tail that they have. Vatu's weapons are kunai knives. They each do 100 damage, and he throws 3 at a time, dealing 300 damage once every 0.9 seconds. The only issue with them is that they spread out after they are thrown, so attacking from close-up is the only way to get a solid hit on your enemy. Next is his Shadow Bomb. Vatu throws 3 explosives that on impact blind your opponents that do 200 damage. I personally use them to blind the enemy and then ambush in for the kill, but you can play however you like. Speaking of ambush, next is, ambush, I guess. Ambush teleports you forward and deals 200 damage. It can be reused, I believe, one more time during this 4-second period after using the initial ambush. It has a particularly long cooldown, don't really need to, but you should probably build your deck more towards helping the ambush cooldown if you really like that kind of jumping and slaughtering playstyle. Last is his movement ability, which is simply just a dash. You can use it, I think, up to 3 times, and I personally mod my deck to heal me after dashing, and it really helps with hit and run tactics. His ultimate ability is Nightfall. Nightfall is charged up and then dashes you forward, doing 100 damage to your enemy and stunning them for 1 second. You can hit multiple enemies at once, but that requires a lot of setup, so it isn't exactly worth the trouble. Vatu is really good at flanking, but he's not good at holding the front line. You leave that to the frontliners. The best way to play him is to take out enemies that are separate from the group, or ambushing the team from behind using your dash. Vatu is kind of squishy with only 1,900 health, so jumping into a fight isn't really an option, unless you got a Saris babysitting you the whole time. Here is my deck. After dashing, I get healed for 350, which helps me escape battles. If you spam dash, you can gain almost half of your health back. The rest of my deck is centered around my Shadow Bombs. After getting a kill, my Shadow Bomb's cooldown is shortened, and after using Shadow Bombs, I have some damage reduction for 2 seconds. I highly recommend this build, but you do what you do, man. Vatu is a very unique character, and you can build him however you like. Lastly, his talents, because, that really what decides the whole entire build as a whole, if you really want to do all the popular metas and such. So his star talent is, I think, pretty stupid. You get an extra ambush, and you can now use it on allies, which is kind of a waste for someone who could just dash to his teammates for half the price. At Mastery Rank 2, though, you get a talent that basically makes your Shadow Bombs into homing grenades. I personally like using this one because it almost guarantees a stun on your enemy. At Mastery rank 8, you unlock his final talent that reduces your cooldown by 15% every time you hit your enemy with a kunai throw. So, pretty decent if you're really worried about running out of abilities. But those shadow bombs really come in handy sometimes. These are the most important highlights and facts needed to master Vatu the Shadow. Have fun playing Paladins and have a great day.